So welcome to this month's Vanus collaboration, and this month we've chosen the subject for the collaboration, and that is full-time van life versus part-time van life, the pros and cons of both. This is a bit of a theoretical discussion because we realise that some people haven't got the ability to choose whether they go full-time or part-time, so just bear that in mind. Don't forget to watch the others in this collaboration. It'd be interesting to see what they think. I know we've got at least one full-timer in the collaboration, but I know there are other people who may not have considered it before, so it would be interesting to see what they think. There'll be a link at the end of the video and you can click on the playlist and watch the other videos. So let's get on with it. We're going to look at, first of all, the pros of full-time van life.
Right, so the first one is freedom and flexibility. You've got the freedom to travel when you want and where you want, and you can stay away for longer than we can. Yeah.
The second one is minimalism. Living in a van encourages a minimalistic lifestyle. You can reduce the clutter and focus on the essentials.
Well, there's cost savings for not having a house. I mean, it can be rent and mortgage. In our case, it's things like council tax, utility bills. I mean, I worked out that our house last year cost us £9,000 just in utilities. The biggest cost being the council tax, which was 32% of the total.
Wow. We could sell the house, of course.
Yes, pay council tax.
Well, that would pay for the lifestyle, wouldn't it? It would create a fund or an investment income if you invested it wisely.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So what about the cons?
Well, the first one really is limited space, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, depending on the size of your van, obviously, you may only have one living area, or we're lucky enough with ours to have two living areas, and you've got to keep all your belongings that you need with you, plus all your activities, equipment and whatever. Yeah,
of course you could store all those items that you've decided to get rid of.
You could, yeah. I mean, I looked for a quote and I thought we'd need probably the biggest size storage unit, and the prices range between £56 a week and £147 a week.
So there are costs of storage as well.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Oh, well, the lack of stability really, because you're constantly moving about, or you've got to find places to park or campsites. It could be exhausting and may lead to you not feeling a lack of stability, I would say.
Yeah. There's also the cost of, if like us you were mainly staying on campsites, the cost of campsites could be pretty prohibitive.
Yeah, I mean, I worked out last year we did 198 days and that cost us 6,800.
Yeah.
So if we were to multiply that 365 days a year, it'd be over 11,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you would probably be looking for a seasonal pitch, or you would be looking for more airs, and if you're in France, places like that.
Okay. You've also got the factor you've got to think about is maintenance. So you're going to be using your motorhome more. You're both living in it and driving it, so the repair costs are going to rise, and that could
have problems with your kitchen equipment, couldn't you? Your fridge and all this sort of thing.
And if something does go wrong with your vehicle, then obviously that's your only house, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The isolation, I suppose, that could be lonely if you're just travelling on your own or travelling as a couple. I think we would probably spend a lot of time trying to meet up with other people to solve that.
That's right. Yeah. The other one we've got on the list is healthcare. We've got access to doctors and dentists, particularly as we're getting older, haircuts and grooming and other health issues.
Yeah, we tend to come home, for this period. We'll come home. Normally when we go to get a haircut and probably go to the groomers, all those sort of things.
Or if you had an operation like in my cataracts or something.
That's right, exactly.
That could be problematic, particularly if there's only one driver.
And leading on from that, you've got having things delivered. I mean, you can have things delivered to campsites. We've done that, or an Amazon box. Yeah. But we tend to come home, order a load of stuff before we go away again. We spend 1 week at home waiting for all the deliveries.
Yeah, that's right. So assets, it may be difficult to fund a future property if you've sold your house. House prices tend to go up at the moment, and your house becomes an increasing asset. But if you've sold it, then obviously that money could be fixed. And if you've not got a particularly good return on your savings or investment, when you come to buy a future property, if you decide that full-time van life's not for you after all, then you might find it difficult to afford another house.
That's right, because the gap might have increased.
Or rent or whatever.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Part-time van life, so the pros and cons of that. So first of all, the pros.
Yeah, well, you can enjoy the best of both worlds, can't you? Really, because you've got a stable home base to come back to, and you've got the freedom to travel.
Yeah, that's right. The next thing is less stress. Maybe part-time van life can be a bit stressful, be less stressful as you've got a stable home to come to. So if you've had enough of van life,
well, like I say to you, these 2 weeks, I sometimes treasure the fact that can come home for 2 weeks and do other things. Yeah,
of course, some flexibility.
Yeah, well, we can, in theory, choose when you can travel and choose when you want to stay home.
That's right. Cost savings?
Well, you save money on travel expenses, don't you? I mean, I'm thinking of fuel, and we mentioned campsites, didn't we? Yeah.
Oh, and so on to the cons of part-time van life then.
Well, there's storage of your van, isn't there, for a start? I mean, we're lucky enough to be able to store it at home, but if not, then you've got to find a storage place to take it to, which
you've
was
got the cost.
Another cost, yeah.
You've also got the transition between home and van life, and it can be challenging and require adjustments.
Well, there's always the coming back, unpacking the van, thinking how long are we home? Do we need to take everything out, or do we? Whatever.
How many toothbrushes do you have to have, and all that?
That's right.
The one drawback, I suppose, is limited experience. You may not be experiencing the full benefits that full-time van life could bring.
Well, I'm primarily thinking there that we can't go as far, can we? Because if we, like when we're going to Denmark, we've only got a month, and we've got to think we've got so many weeks to get there, and we've got to get back. But if you're full time, then maybe you can think, oh well, I'd like to go Norway now, whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
Final con, as it were, is the costs of owning and maintaining a van for part-time use. You've still got to maintain the van, you've still got to maintain your house, so you've still got all the funds of running two homes, as it were.
Well, that's right. Like I said earlier on, the cost of a house, you've got council tax, you've got insurance, you've got your utility bills, you've got a security system. So these things all add up. I mean, we pay the gardener £450 a year.
Do we?
to cut the grass.
It saves me having to cut the lawn there, doesn't it?
Well, that's right. Because you're going to keep coming home every week to cut the lawn. Yeah.
So I hope you found that interesting. Let us know what your thoughts are on full-time van life. Are you full-time or are you part-time and considering it? What do you think? Is it something you've considered? What would be stopping you from going full-time? Don't forget to watch the other videos in this playlist. We have got at least one other full-timer in the collaboration now, and it'll be interesting to see what they say.
Yep.
Okay, so thanks for watching. Hope you found it interesting, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye then.